back to weighing in. We're talking about the 126-pound weight class. This year's videos are sponsored by Rothman Orthopedic Institute. And at 126 pounds, there is one wrestler looking down on them all. That is Robert Howard, Pat, of Bergen Catholic, going for his second title.
Yeah, a returning state champ who had a really great year. Obviously, he was #1 in the country for a long time, had a couple setbacks, but we've seen how exhilarating this guy is on the mat. He's a wild card. He's all over the place. Obviously, we all got to see that special final last year where he beat Gateway's Antonio Menino in what a lot of people have said was really a special match that could be one of the best they've ever seen. So Howard can do anything, and we like to say he's got controlled chaos. I think he's obviously coming in with a great pedigree and has that championship mentality for sure.
Yeah, you know, Pat, everybody's looking at Howard, but they're ignoring another returning state winner in this weight class.
Yeah, Joey Oliveri from Hanover Park lost in the Morris County final. I think a lot of people got down on him then, but he redeemed himself this weekend at Region 3. A big win over the guy he lost to, Dom DeGena of Mendham, and just looked so strong doing it. He's got big, long arms. He really grew a lot. Obviously, he was at 106 last year. People are down on him maybe because he's up 3 weights, but I really like him, and I think he's, destined to go far in this tournament.
Yeah, Bill, if there's one wrestler who maybe could upset Howard this year, it's not Oliveri. People were looking at Sammy Alvarez.
Yeah, 2-time state finalist, lost to Anthony Clark from Del Barton in the last 2 state finals, both of those, down to the wire. There's a little history with Howard. He lost a 4-3 match earlier this year, but Alvarez beat Howard last year in the Beast of the East. And that was a match that came all the way down to the end. So, these guys, if they do face off, you know it's going to be close, and you know that Alvarez has a chance to win. He's at 26 now. Earlier in the year, he was wrestling a lot of 32. Didn't look as strong, but once he's come back down, he definitely looks like a strong contender for this title. He's really starting to peak at the end of the year.
Now, 126 pounds, a weight class with some heavy favorites, but Joe, always a chance in Atlantic City for wrestlers to make a run.
Absolutely. While you have these 2 guys who are favorites, you also have guys who have a chance to make a name for themselves this year, get on the podium, maybe take a guy in the overtime or something like that. And the guy that I have my eye on this year is Michael Conklin from Tom's East. He's just a sophomore. He's got 30-plus wins. He's an unorthodox wrestler. He's like that. He uses that funk style, so he's wrestling on his hip a lot. But the kid has a great headlock. He is really good off the bottom. He's a good counter wrestler on his feet. And again, I don't necessarily think he's good enough right now to beat Howard or Alvarez, but I do think he could set himself up to step into a favorites role a year from now.
Joe, let's start with you. Howard, one of the best wrestlers in the state of New Jersey, maybe one of the best wrestlers in the country. Does he get another state title?
Well, 2 things for me. One, Robert Howard's going to come out like he sucked down 5 or 6 Red Bulls. He's going to come out like with his hair's on fire, because that's what he does best. And if Kalis Anderson wants you at Penn State, you got to be pretty good. I'm taking Robert Howard to win the state title.
Bill, same question to you.
Yeah, Robert Howard's been one of the most entertaining wrestlers at the States the last few years. Like Pat said, a couple great matches against Antonio Menino the last 2 years. I think if it's him and Alvarez, or really him and anybody, but I mean him and Alvarez could really bring the house down, and I do favor Howard very slightly, kind of like earlier this year in that match.
Pat, we'll go to you. You betting all your Red Bulls on Robert Howard?
I don't know. I think Joey should stay off the Red Bulls personally, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Howard in this one. Championship mentality, a big winner.
That wraps up our preview of the 126-pound weight class. Keep it locked on NJ.com/HS Wrestling. We'll have live video from all 3 days at Boardwalk Hall, every round of the boys and girls tournaments, plus results, brackets, photos, and more.